My name is Jacina Ng, and I am 31 years old. Today's date is June 25th, 2009. We are in San Francisco, California, and I am interviewing my mother, Cynthia Yee.
My name is Cynthia Yee. I am 63 years old. Today is June 25th, 2009. We are in San Francisco, and I am the mother of Jacina.
Mom, you started dancing when you were a little girl. How old were you?
When I was a little girl, about 5 years old, Papa, your grandma, she used to like to watch musicals on television. At that time, we didn't even have a television, so we used to go down to Auntie Charlotte's apartment um, because Auntie Charlotte worked for RCA. And RCA was the first company that came out with the television sets. Everything was in black and white. Auntie Charlotte was an employee, so she was given a big discount to buy one of the first TV sets in Chinatown. And watching the programs and dancing on television, I fell in love with the dances. And of course, I knew from then I really wanted to dance. And of course, in those days, all my friends did not take dance lessons like your friends or classmates did when you were a little girl. So it was something that I didn't do, but I knew I wanted to take dance lessons, and I kept on harping on to Papa that I wanted to have dance lessons. And finally, she gave in, but it wasn't until at least I was about 10 years old when we were living in an apartment in Chinatown, and this professional dancer, Dorothy Toy, she used to see me dancing in the lobby. And she knew that I liked dancing, and she actually talked to my mom and suggested I take ballet lessons from her teacher, who was a Russian ballet dancer named Sergei Tamov. And in those days, it was considered very, very expensive. I think lessons were maybe $2 a lesson, but it was a lot of money. And but my mom said, "Oh, okay." She was able to, scrape together some money, and she would send me to the ballet school. And it gave me the opportunity to take lessons with actually these professional dancers that would actually have class after our children's class. So I used to hang around the dance studio at least 3 times a week. And I even had to take the bus from Chinatown to get to the dance school because the dance studio was up in Pacific Heights and we lived in Chinatown. So it was really a great experience, and I just loved being at the dance studio all the time. And Dorothy Toy, who sort of watched after me, I think, as a kid, every time she came back home from the road, she used to ask me about my ballet lessons. And when she was on the road, she actually sent me a lot of postcards from wherever she was. And at that time, faraway places meant Reno, Las Vegas, Miami, Florida, and even London. And from then on, I was really hooked about being a dancer and going to dance lessons all the time.
And do you still dance now?
Oh, yes, I do. I dance actually 3 times a week, or equivalent to about 8 hours a week of dance. And all my friends laugh about it, but actually, they're joining me in these senior tap classes that I take. So
And doesn't Papa still come see all your shows?
she does. Actually, she does. Papa is now, what, 91 years old. And last week, I was at the Unlock Senior Center performing for the seniors, and there she was. Papa was sitting in the front row with all her friends and her caretaker, and it's wonderful to have her there.
What do you think is the happiest moment of your life?
The happiest moment of my life, I think, was when I was 17 years old. I had just graduated from high school, And my mom received a phone call from Dorothy Toy. And she was telling Mom that she had just formed a show and asked if I would be interested in filling in for a dancer that was ill and needed to take a medical leave for about 2 months. Well, I was so excited because, one, I needed a summer job before college would start in the fall, and being having a job as a dancer, that was a real dream come true for me. The pay was what, $60 a week, doing 3 shows a night in the oldest nightclub in Chinatown. It was called the Chinese Sky Room. And the 2 months, of course, turned into 7 years on the road with Dorothy Toy Roadshow. And it was just a wonderful experience, traveling the world and living in places that I never would have had the opportunity to visit. Like, who goes to Sudbury, Ontario, the largest nickel capital in the world? Why would anyone go there for a vacation? But there I was in Canada for months at a time.
And did she end her show after 7 years, or what
Dorothy
happened?
Toy, actually, by that time, I think many gals in our troupe started to get married and decided living out of a suitcase for 7 years was really enough. And so, unfortunately, the show sort of folded after that. And but it was a wonderful experience during that time.
Were you the only girl in your high school that pursued a career in dance?
Yes. Actually, in those days, Papa, my mom, was actually criticized for letting me go on the road with the dance show. And especially being a dancer in a nightclub, that was not the thing for your daughter. And people used to call the house all the time and ask Papa why she allowed me to be traveling and being a showgirl. And that was not the thing to do, that I should actually continue my education and go to college, get a job, be a nurse or be a teacher, anything but being a dancer.
And Papa trusted Auntie Dorothy?
Yes, I think that was the only reason that I was able to pursue this career, was because of Dorothy. And her sister Helen was the singer in the show, and she really watched after me and made sure that I was okay, because at that time when I joined the show, I was only, 17 years old, and basically underage to be in a place where they served alcoholic beverages.